Hi everyone. So today what I want to talk about is a podcast that I listened to. It was by Mind Pump and it was called Women's Fitness Myths Exposed. So let's kind of think back to the day when lifting wasn't very normal for us females. And when you would go into a gym, maybe there was a lot of times you'd mainly see more males than females. But if there were females, they'd either be just doing cardio or they'd maybe be in a Pilates class or some type of class, or there might have been like even a separate room for them, where it was like women's fitness room or whatever it's called. And those rooms would typically have some of the same machines as there were out on the floors. But one of the big differences is that it was usually like a pink or a purple or something kind of prettier kind of looking. And also, the dumbbell area in the female section was much smaller in weight versus what it was out on the floor. And again, to kind of attract females, they were always more colorful, like pink and purple again, and bright greens or something like that. So with this, it was kind of like taking uh, taking that from for women, it took away their confidence to actually be out on the floor with the males. And whether gyms knew it or not that that's what they were doing, it truly is because it was kind of telling them like, hey, go in this room because you don't want to go out there. You can't lift as much as them. You don't want to lift as much as them. Don't be like the males or whatever. And I think that's kind of getting changed a little bit. So let's go again back to back in the day. More women were looked at as needing to be dainty and not strong and not muscular. Um, and if you would notice, a lot of gyms, a lot of trainers would use buzzwords like, and they're still used today, let's get toned, or hey, come to this class to help get you longer, leaner muscles. One, your muscles can't get lengthened anymore unless you're going to try to get some surgical thing to, taking out your insertions and origins of your muscles and try to make them longer, but I don't know where they would connect because they don't have anywhere to connect. So your muscle bellies are what they are. They're going to be what they are. If you have very long limbs and everything, yeah, you're going to have longer muscle tissue. If you're shorter, like me, I'm shorter, I'm 5'3". I have, and I always have, had shorter muscle bellies. So I've always had bigger arms than most women. Honestly, back in the day, that really was a self confidence like diminisher because I thought I needed to be this tiny little thing. Heck no, now you embrace it. Um, but yeah, so there is no getting longer, leaner muscle tissues because whatever God gave you, that's what you get. And also, when people say toned, sometimes you still get caught up with it, but really toned is you're building muscle. And that is kind of looked at for females like, no, I don't want to build muscle because I'm going to get big and bulky. That's not the thing. You're going to get muscle and you're going to get your toned look because you're going to have nice, tight muscle tissues. So, buzzwords were always used, and the colorful, pretty gym equipment was always used in order for this to be a marketing strategy for gyms and trainers to get more females into their gyms and as their clients and everything. Um, so, really, I mean, now gyms are a lot better, and I feel like I see less female rooms. Um, because this is gonna also help our mindsets because that kind of messed with mindsets of females where it was taking away that ability to have that confidence lifting next to a guy, not being intimidated or anything, and also just to make you feel comfortable. They're taking the feeling comfortable and making you uncomfortable by having to segregate. Um, so, long story short with that one, don't go into the little fitness female rooms. Go out, buy the big dogs, and be a big dog. That's what I would like to say. But so in this podcast, the guys talk about why women should lift, and honestly, you can lift like men. Do the big lifts, like your squats, your deadlifts, your bench press, your rows, all those things, because they're going to build you the body that you want. Lifting heavy will help increase your bone density. And as we all get older, our bone density will decrease if you don't do any muscle strengthening exercises. So, I mean, later on in life, if your bone density goes down, you fall on the ice or something, you're more able to break something. So why not train for that purpose? Um, Also, you will get leaner muscle tissue, like I was saying before. Your muscles are going to be fuller. You're not going to get as big as men unless you're taking an anabolic steroid or something like that, a growth hormone, increasing growth hormone, something some way that way. So if you are just very natural, you're going to be fine. I mean, like I said, you might have a shorter muscle belly, and yes, your muscles will maybe look a little bit bigger, but you will never get to the point that a male does just because our female bodies are not like that. Um, but also, so these guys say that lifting muscle, you will move better later on in life as well. So that's a longevity thing. Your hormones will stay youthful because strength training stimulates your hormones. Your skin will look better, tighter, fuller, all that, not so saggy. Because, like, say if you're always a runner and stuff, you put a lot of what's called oxidative stress on your body, which then kind of takes your skin and makes it a little bit more saggy and everything. Where lifting, you're not getting that like a lot of oxidative stress, so it doesn't pull on the skin. Your face is going to look better overall. So looking younger. Um, your metabolism will increase due to increased muscle mass. They had a fun fact in there. They said 1 pound of muscle is actually equal to an additional 60 calories burnt throughout the day just to sustain that muscle. So if you think of 60 calories, like that could be being on a stationary bike for, I don't know, at least 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it is. But that's 10 to 20 minutes that you're not doing your activity, that your body is just burning calories for you. So pretty fun, cool fact. Um, Also, you can build your metabolism up even as you get older if you eat correctly and you strength train for wanting to get that lean muscle tissue. So don't just do these all high rep things and don't ever not hit the heavy weights. So try to hit the heavy weights, obviously always with good form. But the whole, oh, I'm getting older, my metabolism's slowing down, so I'm just kind of stuck and screwed. You are not. You can actually reverse that. So do not think that way. But building your metabolism, building muscle mass, it does take patience. So just be patient with the process. Um, and one of the last things that I wanted to hit on with this podcast is that with weight training, you will see actually like faster results versus like just when you're just running or something. So, for example, in 1 week, you could see results. That would be maybe say you're doing on your squats 45 pounds. Well, the next week, maybe you go up to 50 to 55. That's a 5 to 10 pound increase already from what you did last week. Bam, there's results for you. Okay, so I know it doesn't always seem like with strength training that there are many results and it feels like it takes forever to see things, but take it down a notch and look at the micro progressions that you're making. So just look at that. Maybe even say you stayed with 45 pounds with your squat, right? Maybe last week you only did 8 reps and it was pretty hard, and now this week you did 10 reps. There's progress. So with weight training, what's really awesome is your body cannot typically always adapt to it. I mean, you will over a certain period of time if you're doing a training block for about 4 to 6 weeks. You're doing the same stuff, but maybe you're increasing your weights. But over time, your body's going to get used to that. It's like, okay, so now it's getting stronger though. But what you can do is then in your next block of training, switch up just a couple little things. It could be your sets and reps. It could be just a couple of your accessory lifts, something like that. So your body is never fully adapting to the weight training. Whereas in running, you kind of tap out at a certain point where, I mean, you can run for 30 minutes, right? And it's like, okay, it's not so bad. And then you run for 40, run for 50. But I mean, unless you're training for marathons and stuff, how much longer are you going to really go? I mean, then you're spending multiple hours in one day, which most of us don't have. So with weight training, less time and you can still make more progress versus if you're doing just kind of steady state cardio, you're going to have to go eventually just longer, 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 longer. And you only have so long in a day. So, all in all, main points that I actually have gotten from this is that one, back in the day, weight training really wasn't a big thing for females because we were just supposed to be like this femininely little thing that didn't do anything. We couldn't be as strong as the boys, and it was like people didn't think it looked good on us. Now it's a whole different world, I'd say. Now I think strength training is huge. For us females also, if you are strength training right now and you weight train, you might have noticed the confidence boost that you have created for yourself. If you haven't started weight training or anything, I highly recommend it. Yes, get a good trainer. Um, you will definitely notice an increase in your confidence and just your ability to do certain things and be like, hey, I can hang with the boys. So that's a big one. It's just like the mindset of it around that. Um, and then all the benefits of it again, just, you're going to have better skin, better metabolism, increased muscle. So you're going to look better, feel better overall, especially when you put on like a bikini or something. And then you're going to be burning more calories around the clock by just being sedentary versus if you're just running, you're not going to create that muscle mass to help burn more calories overall. So there are a lot of benefits. So if you are a female and you are not sure yet of, where to start, anything like that, look at our YouTube channels. We have some awesome workouts on here, or hit up, one of us if you are a Harley Davidson employee. Or if you're not, then go over, do a little bit of research and find a really good personal trainer who knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, has had years of experience, and can help you become a more confident you. All right, you guys, have a good day.